It's interesting to see, even in this country, in some ways a move towards other forms of payment apart from money. So there's much more return to the sort of 18th, 19th century ideas of swapping work, swapping something else. So rather than money changing hands, people are exchanging some other form of value.
Well, that's right. And if you're the government, instead of getting worried about that, because maybe it's formalising a black economy, maybe you're not going to get tax receipts coming through from it. But if you understand that really starts to energise communities, you get activity, economic activity going on within a community, perhaps localised to that community. Because if you've got people not working, you have buildings that need insulating, well, if you can wrap that into a cycle of activity, that is a wonderful thing to do. And so I would say that governments understand the value of that and say, this is good, we'd like to look at this. How do we adjust our policies? How do we adjust the tax system to incorporate that and actually keep our coffers in and full and running, rather than stamping on it and saying, no, we're not, we won't allow that. Absolutely.
Let me finish by asking for your prognosis for the future. Are you optimistic about this? Or what do you think we'll see happening, perhaps in the medium term, the next 5 to 10 years?
It's very easy to be pessimistic when you look at these huge problems that are looming in all sorts of different directions, but I ended up being quite optimistic. What we have to accept and understand, though, is it will be a period of disruption, because you can't just change one bit. Every time you poke at one area and you try and make changes, you find that it doesn't work. So you look at energy and you say, biofuel, wonderful, it'll be a drop-in replacement for petrol and diesel. Well, you examine it more carefully. In a hungry world, taking agricultural capacity away for fuel, it doesn't work. So everything has to change, and if you're changing everything, it's bound to be a huge disruption. So to make it happen, we need disruption. So the fact that things are starting to show weakness, starting to collapse, the economies are starting to show problems, that's actually a good sign that we're starting to get into this era of disruption, because the other side of the disruption and change is a much better society and economy, all connected together in a way that works. So we're very optimistic the future is a good future, but we have to go through the changes to make it happen.
Yes, yeah.